Okay, let's get started. So what we're going to be going over today is just basics on understanding how to enter into a trade. When it comes to number one, you have to identify the trend. Are you on an uptrend? Are you on a downtrend? I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go over a few things with you. Let me go back. Okay. So this is the Forex training today. And when it comes to trading, I have a particular style that I use. I only use the 20 and the 200 moving average, simple. And when I take my entries, I take my entries on the 5-minute chart, okay? And then I'm going to also be showing you when I use the term fertile soil, something I made up. This is not Forex terminology or anything like that, but you'll understand why I call this the fertile soil, okay? So when we talk about a buy, getting ready to take a buy, okay, so that means number one, we've identified that it is an uptrend. The market is going up, creating higher highs and higher lows, right? But still, that doesn't mean anything when it comes to just knowing when to enter, because you could look at this and say, okay, this makes no sense. So what I have done is identified the fertile ground or the area, how things need to be set up in order for me to get in. So in order for me to get into a buy, you see the 200 moving average, which is in the blue, is below the 20 moving average, which is in the red, okay? Now, the candlestick, before I get into an entry, it has to be above or near, at or near the 20 moving average. Not below it, but at or near, meaning above it, just as it's shown right here. That will be an opportunity to get in. Two, another opportunity here, another opportunity. Right? So here, let me use my cursor here. Here, you see, right at, on this candlestick right here is where you would get in, okay? Right here, you get in. All right. There's another one right here. I missed this one. At or near, it's right on the 200. You see that? Bam, you get in there. This is another opportunity. Bam, you get in there. But the gap here is starting to get to be a little larger here. So we don't do anything here. The game is over here. Just like here, we didn't do anything here, because when there's a gap, there's a tendency for a reversal, okay? So if your intention is for the buy, then you're not trying to get in when there's a large gap like that, because it will turn around on you, right? So how does this work when it comes to selling? Selling, same thing, just flip it, reverse it, right? So the 200 moving average is above the 20, right? And then the candlesticks will be below the 20. You see what I'm saying? Not this, not over here, but in front of it. So here you see is narrow. Okay, this would be the opportunity to get in and just ride it on down, okay? If that was your choice to ride it down. But at least right up in here is probably where normally we would have gotten out at. But look, it's a strong indicator. The more narrow, and then it just opens up like that, that's a strong push. So the drop is always going to be a little more intense than the climb. Just remember about that. The drop is always going to be a little more intense than the climb. Look at that, bam, right at that narrow point. So at the narrow point, and you'll see it's a strong push. Okay, so you want to be able to identify the trends. There are 5 different states when it comes to the market. You have a trending market, which is, as we've shown, uptrend or downtrend. It's either going up or going down. Then you have a ranging market, which is where the market is going sideways. And then you have the pullbacks, reversals, and then the breakouts, which is, you know, we'll get into all of that later. Okay. But you want to be able to, number one, just identifying the trend. This is actually from today, the 18th. I did this probably about an hour ago. Just to kind of show you again, to reiterate, when we talk about fertile soil, what it needs to look like before you get in, okay? I've identified with right here. This is the 200. This is the 20. See that crossing there? Okay, with at or near. Okay, once it passed, and I'm gonna get more in depth in terms of exacts on entry, okay? But right now, I just want you to focus on looking at that, what is considered fertile soil. For the buy, the 200 is below the 20, okay? The 20 is above, and the candlestick will be at or near above the 20 when you get in, okay? Fertile ground is when looking for an entry to buy, the 20 EMA is under the 20 EMA and the candlesticks are above the 20. This is very important. And also the space between the indicators must not be gapped too much, which I've shown you that. The large gap indicates that the trend has matured. And most times you will notice that it will reverse. This is not where we plant anything or make any moves in those large gaps, right? So here's another look. Fertile ground to buy. Uh-oh. Okay. The 200, the 20, and the candlesticks are above. Okay, and that large gap, that means the trend has matured. That's not where you're making your moves, okay? I know this is repetition, but learning is definitely a repetitious process. Same thing when it comes to good soil or fertile soil to sell in. The 200 is above the 20, and the candlesticks are at or near. Your entry will be at or near the 20, and that's where you would enter, okay? That was pretty short and sweet. I just wanted to really get that image in your head about what fertile soil looks like. And we're going to get in more particulars, more specific about the candlesticks and, you know, where it needs to be the entry above the previous high of the previous low. I'll show you because I don't want to confuse you. But what I want to give you today, you can copy this link. I want you to, it's called the Candlestick Bible. It's about 186 pages. It's a free book. Go to this link right here and just download it and put it onto your computer. This is a very good resource to have because we're going to be really dissecting the candlestick so you can really read and interpret the candlesticks like you need to. All right, so this is pretty much the class for today. Sorry that things didn't work out earlier. I had to jump on another appointment when we were talking, so I had to get off, but I still wanted to make sure that you ladies got the information that was needed. So here it is, and I will be talking to you later. So don't forget, homework is the Candlestick Bible. Go over this video again and get that image in your head about the fertile soil. That is going to really, really help you as you start to really understand when you're getting in your trade and understanding where to enter, and you'll be ready for the next step. So every day you should be looking at the video, understanding Japanese candlesticks. That's the video. And then the Candlestick Bible. So it gives you a visual that you can read and go through. Okay. And so you'll have that as a study guide, and then we'll be actually putting that into actual application. So that's all for now. Take care.